Welcome to the Happy Hormones Coach podcast, your go-to source for all things women's health. I'm here to guide you through the ups and downs of hormonal changes, helping you understand how these shifts impact every aspect of your life. So whether you're in the perimenopause phase or really any other phase of life, looking to improve your overall well-being, or just seeking practical tips on stress management, nutrition, and fitness, then this podcast is for you. Join me as we explore holistic and functional approaches to health, share expert insights from guests, and empower you to feel your best at every stage of life. Before we dive into today's episode, I want to remind you that the information shared in this podcast is for educational purposes only and is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any medical condition. Always consult with your healthcare provider before making any changes to your health regimen. Hey hormone hotties, welcome back to the Happy Hormones Coach podcast. I'm Jennifer, your host, and today we're tackling a topic that many of us struggle with but don't talk about enough: rest. Yep, we're diving into why rest isn't just a luxury, but a superpower that can transform your health and your life. And I promise there's no fluff here, just straight talk about how you can break free from the busy and make rest a priority. So find a comfy spot, take a deep breath, and let's get into it. Let's start with this. Why is it so hard for us to rest? Why do so many of us feel like we need to earn our downtime? Like rest is something we get only after we've done everything else. For most of us, it's because we've been conditioned to think that being busy equals being valuable. We get praised for how much we can juggle: work, family, errands, social commitments, so on and so forth. But when was the last time someone said, "Wow, you're really great at taking care of yourself"? Probably not often, right? But here's the thing: constant busyness does not make us happier. It doesn't make us healthier. It just leaves us feeling drained. And when you're in midlife, navigating the ups and downs of perimenopause, that constant stress can push your body to the edge. It can mess with your hormones, make sleep even harder to come by, if any, and leave you feeling like you're running on empty. Let's talk about why rest is actually good for you. Rest isn't about sleeping in or taking a nap. Those things are important too. But rest is about giving your body and your mind a chance to recover. When you rest, your body has a chance to repair. Your mind has a chance to reset or rest, and your hormones have a chance to stabilize. When you're always on the go, your body is in constant state of stress. That means higher cortisol levels, which can lead to weight gain, especially around the belly, disrupt your sleep, and make you feel just anxious. But when you take time to rest, you're helping to lower those stress hormones, which can do wonders for your mood, your energy levels, and yes, even your waistline. I've seen this with my clients and with myself. A while back, I was caught in that cycle of always feeling like I had to do more. More work, more social commitments, more social media, more errands, so on and so forth. But when I finally gave myself permission to slow down, I noticed huge changes in my health and my sleep. My sleep improved, my stress levels dropped, and I actually had more energy during the day, which is pretty awesome. So how do we start? How do we make rest a priority when there's so much to do and so little time in the day? Who needs sleep anyways, right? When we have so little time. But what we can do is, for one, set boundaries around your time. One of the biggest reasons we struggle with rest is that we don't set boundaries around our time. If you're always available, always saying yes to every request, rest will always come last. So start saying no to things that don't truly align with your priorities. It's not about being selfish, it's about protecting your energy. And number two, schedule your rest like you schedule everything else. If it's not on your calendar, it probably won't happen. And it may seem silly, but so many of us busy working women do live by our calendar. So if you need to, block off time for rest, just like you would for a work meeting or an appointment with a client. It could be a 10-minute break in the afternoon to just breathe and stretch, or a full evening with no plans where you can just unwind. Doesn't that sound so peaceful? Everybody needs that. So try it. Try putting it on your schedule. And number 3, practice doing nothing. This one is hard, especially if you're used to always being productive. But sometimes the best way to rest is just to be. Sit outside, take in some fresh air, listen to music without doing anything else. At first, you may feel like you're wasting your time, but trust me, this is exactly where the magic happens. You're giving your mind and body the space they need to recharge. Believe me, this was so hard for me to do. I always had to constantly do something, and it was very strange to just, when I first started this practice of doing nothing, to just sit still and do nothing, not grab my phone, not getting up and doing stuff. It was so hard. But after a while, your body gets used to it, your mind gets used to it, and it is not being lazy. It is actually being productive. It's being productive for your health and for yourself. And that's what we need sometimes, to just kind of just be in peace and just rest. So yeah, though it may feel weird, I challenge you just to try it and keep doing it. Just keep doing it and make it a practice. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but in reality, slowing down is tough. We live in a world that values hustle, bustle, productivity, and it can feel like we're falling behind if we're not always doing something. And trust me, I was like that. I get it. I remember feeling guilty the first, few times I took a break, just like I mentioned. I just sit there thinking like about all the things I should be doing instead, and my gosh, I just feel like so lazy right now. I'm wasting my time. But over time, I learned that those breaks actually made me feel more focused and productive when I got back into doing what I needed to do at work, or whether it was even focusing on the house or the dogs. And it's not about being lazy. It's about respecting your body's need for rest. You wouldn't run your phone's battery down to 0 before recharging it, right? Well, some people do. Sometimes I'm guilty of that. But you get what I'm saying. Your body and mind need that same kind of care. You can't keep going at 100% without giving yourself time to recharge. And I'm talking not just about your body, but your mind as well. And I want to share a story with you. So a few years back, I was running my business, taking care of my little family I have, and trying to be everything to everyone. I thought that if I just kept pushing, everything would eventually get easier, as if I was building my habits on busy, 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 right? But then I hit a wall, literally felt like I couldn't get out of bed one morning. Seriously. My body was exhausted. My mind was frazzled and exhausted, and I knew something had to change. That day, I made a promise to myself. I would start making time for rest, even if it was just a few minutes a day. I did start small. I had to because it felt weird. But it was even like less than 10 minutes of quiet time before doing anything, just to clear my head. And you know what? It actually made a world of difference. My mood improved, my focus got sharper, and I started to enjoy life again instead of just pushing through it and going through the motions. So when you make rest a regular part of your routine, you start to see the benefits in all areas of your life. You'll feel more patient with your kids, more creative in your work, and you actually enjoy your downtime and look forward to it. And if you want a 2-for-1, that does count as self-care. So there you go. And because you're not just recovering from burnout, you just start to feel like yourself again. And isn't that what we all want? To feel ourselves again? To actually probably feel better than we've ever felt before. And here are a few simple ways to make rest a part of your life. Starting today, you can actually do this. So take a 5-minute break throughout the day. Step away from your screen, stretch, breathe deeply, those deep belly breaths, and just give yourself a few moments to reset.
I call these little resets, these breathing exercises or even stretching. Just give yourself some mini resets throughout the day. And if you have to put it on your alarm or your calendar, do that for the first however long it takes you. And number 2 is have a tech-free evening once a week. So put your phone away, turn off the TV, do something that gets you off of the blue light screens and just relaxes you. Reconnect with nature, read a book, take a bath, enjoy some quiet time, whatever that looks like to you. Number 3 is practice mindful breathing. So spend a few minutes each day focusing on your breath. It's a simple way to calm your nervous system and bring yourself back into the present. Small changes make huge results. Remember those. And they do add up. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Just start making a little bit more room for rest and watch how it actually transforms your energy and your mood and your life. So here's the takeaway. Rest isn't something you earn. It's something you need and something you deserve. It is not a luxury, but a necessity. When you make rest a priority, you're giving yourself the gift of better health, more energy, and a happier mind and body. You're setting yourself up to feel good, period. Thank you for joining me today. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share it on social media. Tag me and let me know how you're making space for rest in your life. And if you haven't yet, please take a moment to leave a review. Your feedback helps more women to find the show and start their journey to happier hormones and a happier, healthier lifestyle. So until next time, take care of yourself and rest. It's your superpower, and keep those hormones happy.
Thank you for tuning in to the Happy Hormones Coach podcast. I hope you found today's episode insightful and empowering. Remember, taking charge of your health is a journey, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. If you enjoyed this episode or any of the other episodes, please be sure to share, subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It does help me to reach more women like you who are striving for optimal health and happiness. And don't forget to follow me on social media for daily tips and inspiration. Until next time, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep thriving.